Hello, hello. Welcome to Cookie Snack Attack with Seriously Sweet and Amy Hicks. We have a special guest with us tonight. Jennifer Moshier of Prima Cakes and Cookies is going to be joining us, and we're going to talk about holiday big bakes, big bake holidays. I'm going to say it in the right order. So in case you're hashtagging, hashtag big bake holiday, so we can get her some attention because we're so excited to watch her. Hey, Jen, how are you
Hi,
tonight? Hi.
good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for coming on tonight because we're so excited that you're in another baking show.
Oh, thank you.
We would love to hear all about it. And this one, is this one you've done before or not? Big Bake
No.
Holiday? Oh,
So
so
I've done, the last one I did was Holiday Wars, and it seems I'm good with Christmas, right? They like to have me for the Christmas shows. So this is Big Bake Holiday. It's a little different than the Holiday Wars. It's a one episode show, so it's not that I'm competing multiple weeks. I compete once and then I'm out.
all
Every
right.
week they have new teams competing.
So I think that you told me that the US episode is on your episode of this series, right? Because it goes on for multiple weeks. It's just that you guys go on one time, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
when is your US airing so that we know if you won or not?
So my US airing is on Monday at 11 p.m. Sorry, I will be
Well,
sleeping. I'm gonna have to DVR it. Um, and then my Canadian airing is November 27th at 8 p.m.
oh my gosh. Okay, so I just thought about this. Like, it's totally fine that you go to sleep, but
Yeah,
how are we going to deal with not knowing whether you won or not unless we stay up? You obviously already know the answer to this question,
I do.
but we inquiring minds, we want to know. Hey, let's say hi to a few people real quick. They want to say hello to you. Let's see. This is Camille. Hey, Camille.
Hi, Camille.
And Sharon is here.
Hello.
I don't know if you've met Sharon or not. Sharon was at our
Oh,
spring retreat. She was supposed to be at fall retreat with us, but she wasn't able to come. Sharon, we missed you. And Facebook user, if you'll tell StreamYard, oh, it's Sabra. Sabra says hello too. Let's get a few more. Hi, Deborah. Dawn is here tonight. You guys just say hello over on the right-hand side. Jessica's here. Did you get to meet her or had you left? You left early
I
Saturday,
left
right?
early. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what this says. Maddening that Canada airs so much later than the US. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So what happens is the U.S. They don't air every episode, and they do it willy nilly, not in the order that Canada is going to air them. So
Oh,
they do whatever they want. The U.S. Because the Canada one actually, Canada airing starts on the 6th. It starts on Sunday. And
oh, so it's just the episodes aren't going to be in the same order. Oh, I got it.
they're not. They're not at all. Because I think on the Canada airing, I'm like the 4th episode,
Oh,
and I'm the first episode in the US.
oh
So
my goodness. All right. So, and you're going to, let's say hi to a few more people, and then we need you to tell us for sure how to watch this.
okay.
So that was Mary Jean from Retreat. She's here.
Hi, Mary Jean.
Karen is here tonight. Yeah, are you totally jelly? So Jen is so nice that where she normally does her live streaming from when she gets online with us is in a different room. But she has this fabulous award wall that I'm in love with and so proud of her for. So I was like, please move in there.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna let's see if I don't make everybody dizzy, but that's actually not all the awards.
Yay!
It's too big, and I had to go to the other side of the room.
So Jen, how long have you been competing to earn all of those awards?
I've been competing for 10 years.
10 years. Look,
10
guys,
years.
there's hope. Just get started, right? Just tell them to jump in. Hey, Allison.
Yes. Once you go, you're not going to stop. Hence why, I've been doing it for 10 years. It's very addicting. And then you take that next step to TV.
Well, I think that doing those in-person competitions too, don't you feel like you up your skill level every time you do something like that?
Oh,
Like
for
you learn
sure.
from the notes and all of that.
Like if I went and found the first piece that I entered and I look at pieces now that I enter, they're miles apart for sure.
Oh, so much fun.
Getting those judges' comments are amazing. They definitely help.
Well, we're going to come back to that in a second because I have a question I've been saving for you to remind me it's about the judges in case my short-term memory kicks out a gear tonight. So Ira is here too. Camille is watching from Salt Lake. Sharon said, yes, she has not met you yet, but you will. You'll meet her at a retreat.
Or CookieCon.
Or Cookie. Yeah. Sharon, I don't know if she'll get to go. I'm not sure.
Okay.
CookieCon would be awesome though, but I'm not sure if she'll be at CookieCon.
Hey, Cindy.
Cindy's here. Deborah, look at that. That's so fun. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Love you. Kelly, I was hoping you would log on. Please PM me your address. You won a prize after
you froze
the Halloween party, so I need you to PM me your address. And before, hey, Facebook user. Okay, Sharon is looking forward to meeting you too. You'll love her. She's fabulous. Okay. Okay, so my question.
Yeah.
Judges. Who's the most, I don't want to say famous, but in the cookie cake world, who's the most well-known judge that you have critiques from in your competition history?
So the shows that I went to never got the big name judges. It's usually more of your peers.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess now the biggest critique I've gotten was from Ron Ben Israel on The Big Bake. So that was pretty awesome.
Okay, so let me ask you about that. Was that totally stressful? Like just having particular people as the judges as you do these shows? Or does it not bother you?
You don't focus on that. You're too focused on trying to get everything done. Big Bake was a lot harder than Holiday Wars. I will say that. And Holiday Wars was 5 episodes, and it's just, I was less stressed.
Is that why it was harder? Because it was a one and done?
Or no, well, they give you less hours. They only give you 5 hours versus 7.
For Big Bake.
Yeah. And it's just, it's just different. It's a lot harder. Even though, and it's weird is like, I know my teammates. So you would think it would be better versus working with strangers.
We did want to know the difference about this too. We wanted to know, is the Wars series and the Big Bake series, are either of them random or are they both assigned?
So the Holiday Wars is random. They assign you your teammates. For the Big Bake, I'm actually not what's called the lead. My friend is the team lead, and she asked me to be her assistant.
Okay.
So that one, it's one person, and they pick the 2 people they want to compete with.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I didn't know the gentleman on our team, but my girlfriend knew him. Like, she'd worked with him.
I gotcha.
So I at least knew 1 out of the 2 and had worked with 1 out of the 2. So the person, my friend Magda, she's the team lead. I've known her and been competing with her. That's how I met her, was at competitions. So I've been competing with her for like 10 years.
That is pretty amazing. All right. So when you were on the Christmas Wars, right? On
Holiday Wars. Yep.
Yeah, Holiday Wars, but it was the Christmas version, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it spanned from Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas.
Okay, but it wasn't the Halloween one, right? I feel like I can see the picture in my head.
Correct. No Halloween. Halloween is always, it has its separate show.
So when you were on that one, did you pick those team members, or did you just apply as a sugar artist and got assigned to a team?
I applied as the sugar artist and got assigned.
All right. I hope everyone that's watching that feels up for this challenge and wants to apply will take advantage right now and ask Jen your questions so that you can get over your reason that's holding you back and go do it. No, not like me. No, Brian said like you. No, no. Jen said this is for, what did you tell me? you need to be type A.
Type A personalities, for sure.
I've worked a lot of years to be a recovering type A personality. I'm afraid if I went back, it might be really bad.
See, I embrace my type A. I'm cool with it. I know I am. I know I'm a control freak. It's good.
You're all good with it. That's so funny. Phyllis, thank you. Let's see. Cindy said that's fun. Do you know your theme beforehand?
So I cannot answer that.
Okay. Like on any of the shows, can we talk about the last show? No, you're not.
It's something I can't divulge.
Item.
So behind the scenes on how things work are not, you can't divulge any of that.
Hello, Brian. Have you guys, you haven't met in person yet?
No, we haven't.
No, you will though. Joe Dude is going to try to be at our summer retreat, right? We're still planning on a summer retreat at the beach.
All depends on work.
Yeah.
Somebody. Hey, Paula, we're glad you're watching tonight. Okay, so ask your questions, guys. Brian, Cindy's laughing. Cindy says, hey. Ask your questions. Let us know what you want to know. And have you done any of the cookie shows yet, Jen?
No, I've been trying.
You are? Can we write references? Because I would love to see you, especially on the Christmas cookie challenge one.
So, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I did apply for the Halloween one.
Okay.
I made it pretty far, but they didn't take me.
Okay. What is that? Can you talk about what that's like what the process is?
So it's just a lot of interviews. So like the first time you interview with the casting company, and then they give your name over. I mean, every show is different on how they're going to do it. So for the cookie challenges, the casting people found me and asked me if I'd be interested in applying. I said yes. And so they interviewed me, and then they gave my name, I guess, to the actual casting director.
Okay.
And then I had an interview with another casting person, and then they actually asked me to do samples. I had to do samples for them and time samples to see if I could do it.
Okay.
And then had an interview with the casting directors with my samples.
Okay, I gotcha. So that recently you got pretty far, like maybe next year?
So that was this past summer.
Okay,
I went through
good.
the interview process.
Well, I know, this is so neat. Do you see her award wall? And there's more on the other wall now.
Oh, please.
Don't tease her. She did that for me because I'm so proud of her. Okay, so we have questions. Let's get over here. Unrelated. Yes, Paula, beach in the summertime. We're shooting for beach, North Carolina area. Florida's out, way too expensive. And after the hurricane, it's not going to be a good thing this summer. Good fit. Okay, now they want to know, how's the money one split between your group? But I feel like someone told me recently it's becoming more about winning a prize.
So it seems like Halloween Wars was a prize. There's something else that was a prize. But when I did Holiday Wars, they were just going to split the $10,000 between the three people.
Okay.
With Big Bake, the $10,000 goes to the team lead, and it's actually up to the team lead to split it if they were going to.
And you only get money if you win though, right? Like all the way to the end. Okay.
So, well, Holiday Wars, they do give you a stipend for being out there. And for Big Bake, you're only out there for a day. They fly you in, you film, and you fly home.
Okay.
So, that one, they give you food money, and that's it. And obviously they pay all the expenses. But the winnings, it's, depending on your teammate, if you end up not liking each other at the end, they could screw you over if you win. They don't have to pay you because they're giving it to the team lead, and it's up to the lead to split it.
Decide. Now we need a follow-up show to see what really happened so we can get the dirt. That's a little frightening, but
It is. I've heard horror stories, right, where the team lead screws people over.
So it has happened. So it's not like a mythical thing. Oh boy, that's not good.
No, it's happened.
And what about the show? One of the shows originally had prizes of like $50,000.
Yeah, they're cutting back the prizes.
I was like,
Um,
where's that show?
I think the Holiday Wars, like the early Holiday Wars, had 50,000, but like, yeah, it's become less and less. And I guess it's, as more people want to do them, they don't have to pay, right? They don't need to entice people to come and do the show.
Yeah,
and they'll do it for $3,000.
Yeah, they're now convinced too that it's worth it, right? Because of the built-in advertising. So
and that's how I look at it, right? I'm not going for the money. I'm going. If I win, it's great because that's great advertising. But even if I don't win, it's great advertising.
Yep, absolutely. But you like this.
It's a win-win.
It doesn't freak you out at all to go do this. So this is impressive. And Mary Jane wants to know if you pre-make anything ahead of time.
So once again, I can't answer that.
Okay. I'm probably asking because I know the gingerbread show. Do you remember the gingerbread show?
Yes. Well, that one, it's known that you make right? They film that and show people making it ahead of time. So that's part of the show.
It and then stressing out when they open it up and it's broken.
Right. So like that's part of the show format is that that you're making.
But that's the only one, right, that it's disclosed in. Okay. And now Bobby would like to know what kind of techniques do you feel like you need to be comfortable with before applying?
So it depends on the show and what you're applying for. So like the Holiday Wars, they're very specific, right? You're going in Halloween Wars, you're applying as a pumpkin carver. So you only really need to know pumpkins, or you're applying for sugar artists. So you really only need to know sugar. Does it help if you know cake as well on those two type shows? Of course, because you need to lend a hand. You're not going to be, you're not going to be only doing your one little thing.
Yeah.
You need to be able to help, because you're going to get behind.
Yeah. Well, with 5 hours.
Well, I mean, Holiday Wars had 7, but you're still going to get behind.
That's still crazy. Do you stop for breaks? Do you get breaks, food breaks, bathroom breaks?
But the clock doesn't stop. So
I got you. So it's not like they say, okay, you have 5 minutes here, you have 10 minutes.
No,
like if you take time off.
If you have to go to the bathroom, you're running to the bathroom because the clock's not stopping and you need to get back.
I gotcha.
I think most people did not go to the bathroom.
No, I bet they didn't. They just kept working because at the end there, it looks super stressful. Do you turn in pictures of your work for the cookie competition?
Yeah. So for all of the applications, they do ask for samples of your work, and that helps them, determine if they're going to move forward with the next round of interviews. So you're doing the application, and they're going to ask for 4 samples, and they actually ask for a video as well.
Okay. Of you actually doing
talking yourself up and saying why they should choose you.
Okay, I got you. Well, listen, if you don't make it on the cookie show this next time, I think you should let all of us help you with things that you should say, because you're great at the competition, but you're not that great at talking yourself up.
I know.
So we will help you. We have all kinds of cool things to say about you. So we'll just give you a little script and you have to read it, just exactly what we write. And it's going to say like, hi, I'm Jen and I am a wonderful creative. I'm good at writing copy. You just let me handle that part. Let's get on there. Mary Jane would like to know, I don't know if she wants to know this specific show or the couple that you've been on.
So Holiday Wars filmed in Utah, and Big Bake filmed in Toronto, Canada.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's see about this. We might have answered this. Can you bring with you or ship your personal tools and materials?
Yes.
On all the shows?
So a lot of both shows I was able to bring what tools I wanted, but they do sometimes go through it and say no to some tools. Anything I've brought, they've never said no to. And anything that has product names that's not a sponsor of their show, they cover that up so that they'll tape over the names of your products. But yes, you are allowed to bring your own tools.
Okay, that's cool. And she says you're a winner in her book. She is.
Thank you.
You are. Look at the proof on the wall right behind you. Hello, Miss Linda. How are you tonight? I'm glad you joined us for this. Hello, Sandra. How are you? Let's see. Did you apply? Oops, I think I hit the wrong thing. Did you apply for Great American Baking Show, the Roku TV?
So, funny enough, yes, a really, really long time ago, there was a casting call. I mean, we're talking back, it was the first time the Great American Baking Show was going to be on TV. So, we're talking back in 2012, maybe
Oh my
13.
goodness.
I
You were
went
old
to a
enough to-
casting call in New York and I brought a cake with me. And the thing was, the casting call was for amateur bakers. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm a hobby baker. I don't know my recipes by heart. I mean, now I know my cookie recipes by heart.
Mhm.
But, I was just starting out. I didn't really know anything. I decorated well. So I was like, well, let me just go. So I
Okay.
went. And yeah, I fell flat on my face. And then when I went and watched the show, I was like, this is not amateur bakers. Like, people like knew how to do, like, I had never tried making a macaron. I had never tried making an eclair or a cream puff or any of that stuff. And people were making those and we're making croquembouches. And I'm like,
Yeah, no way.
that is
Yeah.
not an amateur baker.
Right. I feel like one of the competitions that people were telling us about at CookieCon was like called Pinwheels, Macaroons, and something else. So I haven't seen that show yet, but I sort of felt like that meant you had to know how to do all of those things really well, because those were probably going to be like your bust out challenges or your breakout challenges.
Right, right.
Mary Jean, I think they pay for everything, right, to get you there.
Yeah, they pay for your airfare and your hotel.
It's just different per show, right, on whether you get a stock.
So,
Yes.
like, Big Bake, they're not taking you out of your life for too long, right? They're
Right.
taking you out of your life for 3 days, but during COVID, a little longer because you have to quarantine. But for Holiday Wars, if you make it pretty far, you're gone for a month.
Yeah.
So they're giving you money. They gave you money for while you were
That
there.
is a lot of time, especially if you have a bakery, whether it's at home or storefront. That's a lot of time to be gone.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Let's get the next question here. Charlotte says hello. Hi, Charlotte. Are you on the train, Charlotte? Charlotte is a different time zone. Sally Newton was on the holiday edition one year. She was on British Baking, though, wasn't she, you guys?
No.
She was in the tent.
Oh, yeah, that's the British.
And it was a while ago, because when I first met Sally via the live streaming and the internet here, I recognized her, and I couldn't at first remember. I thought maybe I'd met her somewhere. I didn't realize why I knew her face. But then later I was watching somebody else and I was like, oh, there's Sally. Yeah, and it was pretty neat. It's pretty neat to see her on there. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Deb.
Mary Jean,
buddy.
Mary Jean wants to know if you will be able to do commercials and get dollars for them for doing these competitions.
I don't know.
Do they do
like
that?
what kind of commercials?
I don't know, but do they do that? Do they ever have you guys come back and do a commercial and say, come back and compete?
I've never, I've seen, people who have competed and then become hosts of other shows. Like, I guess it all depends on your personality on these shows and how they like you.
I gotcha.
So like Nacho Aguirre, I'm going to say his name wrong. Like, so he was on, one of the holiday baking championships, and now he's like a big judge. His wife was just won Holiday Wars, actually, his wife, or Halloween Wars.
Okay.
Susanna is his wife. Like, so they both did the baking championship. So she's been to a lot of shows competing, but I think he won the season he was on,
and went
started being a host and judges on other shows. So I think it all depends on you and your personality if they're gonna reuse you.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hi, Jen. And this one says it was the American edition, but it's that British judges and in the tent. Are you talking about Sally?
I think she is.
It was the American edition, but in the tent. And Charlotte is on the train. Sally was in the tent. Okay, yeah. I thought she was. Are the judges there the entire time you're baking?
No, so they pop in and out.
Okay.
They pop in and out just to see.
So are they somewhere watching? Like, is there hidden mics?
So they're I don't know if there's hidden mics, but there's, they're filming. So they're backstage, there's obviously, or offset, there's viewing monitors of what's going on stage. So they're probably looking at that stuff, but they pop in when they're coming to talk to the teams, and then they pop back out.
And you got to think, right? They're doing like the interviews and stuff with you guys along the way, right? Plus you're filming 7 hours worth of filming, and they condense all that down to what, like 47 minutes, because then they got to also work in commercials. Correct. So I'm guessing we're just seeing like the best stuff and the stuff, right?
We're seeing this much of one.
Can you say this time if you felt like things disappeared or not, in some of the shows?
Right. Nope, nothing disappeared.
No, everybody.
So I will say this show, they have, because you're right, you're swooping in and out. Holiday Wars, you're getting familiar with the set, you know where things are. I think it's more that they're not taking things away because you have no idea where anything is anyway.
So you don't know. And is that part of your time challenge, is gathering everything?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like right before filming, they give you like a quick once over of the studio and tell you where everything is. And it's like,
and then you got to hup too, right? Do you get to give them a supply list in any way at any of these shows to say, like, I'm sure like
you
big
request stuff that you would like,
PVC pipe, and you're like, don't you need all that? Because you don't know what you're making when you get there. So how could you possibly bring everything?
So like Big Bake, right? That you could request stuff, but they're only going to use particular brands of fondant and modeling chocolate, right? They're going to use the ones that are sponsoring them.
But what about like your cake boards and your metal pieces? And
I mean, they bring all that. They have all that for you. So.
And you just go pick out from that. So it's not like there's hardware store trips involved or anything.
Right. No.
Okay. She's going to record this. There'll be a link, right? Like there'll be a public viewing in case.
They said they were going to provide us a watch link. And that was before they knew that it was definitely going to air on the US.
Okay.
So I don't know. I didn't have a link for Holiday Wars, but Holiday Wars, I DVR'd it, and then I was actually able to pull it off of my DVR, and I have MP4s, so I could always probably do that and
we want to see
my own link to the video
We want to see it, Jen. We're proud of you. All right. Mary Jean would like to know. Great question, Mary Jean. Do they always try to create drama in some way?
So, in both shows, I didn't feel like they were creating drama at all. Like, especially Holiday Wars. You've got 3 people working together that don't know each other. You're creating your own drama.
Yeah. Okay, look, I have to say the Halloween things I've watched this year, I feel like there was a lot of contention that we saw at different stages. And if that's all we saw out of 7 hours of filming, I bet there was bunches more that we don't know about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not that we need to know about it, but if we saw that on TV, then I'm sure there was more, right? Smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So, Debbie says she joined late. Has there ever been a food fight?
Never.
Nope. Like no sugar thrown? Do the teams intentionally talk smack to each other during the competition?
So, not, you're so head down. They do try to get you to interact with the other teams, but also depending on how many teams are in that room, for one. Like when it was the beginning of Holiday Wars, there were 6 of us crammed into the studio. And as teams were let go, right, you've got now more and more space between you guys.
6 teams of 3, so 18 people plus all the filming people and all. Oh wow, okay.
Right, so that's cramped. But as the weeks went on and teams went off, you're getting more space, and your stations are farther apart from each other. They space things out, so you don't really have a lot of room to do that smack talking or really talk, because you're like focusing on your piece.
So on either of the shows that you were on, did you know a considerable amount of people that were there, or was everybody like you were meeting them first time?
So on Holiday Wars, I actually knew one person
Okay.
that I competed with. She was the runner-up team, Vanessa. I've known her for years. She's been a judge of mine, and I wish they had actually put it on the show, but they didn't. So she and I were talking, and the producer was trying to get us to talk about that. She's actually, as a judge, broke one of my pieces.
Oh.
And she like felt so bad and sorry. And then, I was competing with her a couple of years ago and she broke one of my pieces again. So, like that was always like the fun, and we were trying to get that, but they didn't use it.
But they didn't use that. That's funny. Is that Vanessa Greeley? Is that her name? Yeah, she's really nice. She's
a sweetheart. I love her.
Spring Cookie-a-thon. She did just some amazing like palette painting. Palette knife palette knife flowers.
Some amazing techniques in her.
I've watched it a lot. Watched that many times. Cindy says good luck. That's Whoopi Cindy.
Thank you.
And let's see, Julie has joined us. She says hello.
Julie.
Let's see what's going on with Allison. I've wondered if they tamper with equipment during these reality shows, like turning oven off or changing temps.
So, I've heard rumors about that. I've never experienced it.
Now, I've seen a couple of episodes where somebody goes to the oven and they're like, oh my God, my oven's off. But I kind of thought, well, did you turn it on?
So they have those actually on and preheated and set to temperatures that you tell them you need them at.
Well, then something had to happen, right? If they're on and preheated.
I guess. I've heard rumors of it, like I said, but I've never experienced it.
Well, if they're filming everything in that studio, they know. They know if it happened, right?
Correct.
Great question. Cindy has a great question. Have you ever needed something that wasn't provided? Do you just make do with what they have?
I've never needed anything that they didn't provide. So, they ask you ahead of time things that you think you would need. So, they try to have that there for you.
And does that mean equipment or does that mean supplies for the show?
Both. So there's a specific, like Big Bake, they asked about equipment that we would think we would want and need.
Okay, just to make sure that you had.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
they want the shows to be a success. So you have to remember that, right? They don't want you failing.
Julie just jumped on too. She's super proud of you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
I know I couldn't say anything at retreat.
I know. It's okay though. It's okay. I mean, it would have been nice to like stage something and do something crazy with you, but we'll get it at the next one. We'll get you some media you can publish. Mary Jean, how long do you have after you know the theme to actually draw up plans and start? And I guess you should probably talk about that from both shows.
I can't answer that.
Okay. Can't talk about that one. Sorry. Let's see, Allison. I can't imagine how an oven is off or higher temp mainly in food contests. See, I can't either. I think some of that's just like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's staged. What if someone takes your supplies you requested?
I've never had it happen, so I don't know.
I think we saw that one time. Well, first of all, in one of the cookie shows, I don't think it was on purpose, but there was an episode on one of the cookie shows where there was only one container of a particular ingredient and it was on somebody's workstation and they were head down hitting it hard. I don't even think they heard people asking, where is this? Where is this?
Right.
And so the person next to them just changed what they were doing because they didn't have the ingredient. But I've only ever seen that one time. Like, I think the show fixed that after that happened, right?
Right.
And that's Gabby from Retreat. She's saying congrats.
Hey, Gab.
It's so good to see all of you on here tonight. And Cindy's saying, yes, that's the one she saw too. But I've only seen it once. But you can't go by me because until you guys were on these shows, I didn't even watch them. They were too stressful for me. All right, Julie says bye. She's got to go to choir rehearsal shortly.
Bye.
It was good to see you, Julie. So let me think. Was there something else that have any additional opportunities popped up for you coming from Food Network or the networks that did this after the shows.
No.
So really the opportunity, yes, there will definitely be a replay, Julie. Don't worry. We got you covered. Well, let me address that. There will be a replay unless something at Facebook or YouTube happens and they pull the video while it's in dispute. So how's that? I can't be responsible for what the platforms do, but I am going to 4 places right now. It's on our YouTube channel, our storefront page. It's on my personal page. It's on Cookie Snack Attack. Yeah, that's the 4 places we're streaming right now. And then anywhere you guys have shared it to. Oh, this would be great, Jen. Can you talk about like, how do people even know where to apply for this stuff?
I mean,
it'll come for you.
I kind of, is she talking about the TV competitions, or is she talking about, like local contests?
Let's talk about TV and give Kathy a second because there's a 15-second delay.
Okay.
Kathy, if you want to also know about like in-person stuff, we'll circle back to that, but let's talk about TV for now.
So TV, like the Christmas cookie challenge and the Halloween cookie challenge, it's Casting Crane is the casting company. Okay. So they have an application on their website. You could Google like, Christmas cookie challenge application and it'll come up.
So should they start applying now, Jen? Don't those apps go out now for next year?
I think I wouldn't, not yet. So like I've never applied without them asking me to apply. Okay. They came to me in like April. I may this year apply just so that I'm in their mind again after, trying.
Okay.
And they called me right after the National Capital show.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that show where I won the Food Network category put me in their mind and they saw it.
I'm so sad that show's not happening anymore, by the way.
I do feel like, and at Holiday Wars too, they found me on social media. So it's all about the tagging that you do, and you need those right tags that they're looking for them to see your work. Okay. I never applied for Holiday Wars. They asked me to apply, and I found, from my experience, I should correct myself. The Christmas Cookie Challenge, I did try and apply a couple of times, but for Halloween Cookie Challenge and for Holiday Wars, they found me and asked me to apply, and then I was accepted.
Okay.
So, I don't know if they just take people random. I mean, I know Christmas Cookie Challenge, so many people are trying to get onto it. They get thousands of applications.
I bet they do. I bet that's a hot one.
And I don't know when they start going through it. Mm-hmm. They film in the summer, so and it's usually short notice, right? Like, so they asked me to apply in April, and by June they were filming. Wow. So it's a very short application process.
On the cookie ones, do you think they're at all related to like cookie con dates, or do they go? I don't know that I've ever seen them at cookie con, like recruiting.
They went to cookie con because they were following Maite. They went to
Florida. Yep, I remember that.
That was the first cookie con they'd ever been to.
I wasn't at that cookie con.
I was, and they disrupted it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's what I heard about it, and that's why I know it was Florida, because I wasn't there. Okay, so Mary Jean said Mark doesn't really watch these either, but they watch you, so that's good.
Thank you.
Oh, Allison is saying teams seem to be dressed similarly. Is that decided ahead of time? Does the team decide? Does the team leader dictate?
No. So for Holiday Wars, they told us we had to wear all white, and then they gave you your aprons.
Okay.
For Big Bake, the pants, we could decide what we can wear, whatever pants we wanted, but they gave us our t-shirts, and then they gave you your aprons as well.
So, because you're blue this time, right? But somebody else I saw just post on social media is red.
Yep.
How did you find out about the first time? Did we answer that already? That they found you and that's how you got in it?
So I think they found me by social media. It seems like there's always, when I think it was for Holiday Wars, I asked them how they found me. And it was, They said social media.
Okay. And Sharon is asking if you've ever made an error and it went unnoticed.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I do stuff, and they don't miss anything. They
They get it. So if it,
So like Holiday Wars, they had a dedicated film cameras to each team. So it's not like the cameras are moving around to all the
Right.
different teams that they're going to miss it. They're missing nothing.
yeah,
Like I tried once, like on Holiday Wars, I was making a globe for the top of our spaceship, and I
yes,
cracked it, and I was like, "Mm." I didn't say anything. I made a face, and
Yep.
they were all over me. They were
Ah!
asking me tons of questions, like, "What happened? Tell us about it."
Didn't you tell me that you usually apply as a sugar artist on these shows? Like obviously the cake one you'll be going to do, I mean, not cake, cookie, the cookie one you'll be going for cookie.
Right, but the cake
But-
shows I apply as a sugar artist.
And can you say if this is true or not, that it's very, very cold in those studios? So if you really want to train ahead of time as the sugar artist person going, you got to be prepared to deal with that because that affects the sugar and or isomalt that you're blowing. And by the way, are you allowed to use isomalt?
That is what you're using.
You are.
They
Okay.
provide.
And is it the kind that's already tempered and ready to go like Simi's, or you got to do it from scratch? So you have to be prepared for that too. Okay. How many years?
So like that's holiday last year. I don't know what they're doing this year. So
Okay.
Halloween, and Brooke had said it when we were watching Brooke. So Halloween last year, people were bringing their own isomalt, and they were bringing Sydney's.
Okay.
There was a big uproar between two teams, and I know the two people that had the uproar about it. One person was complaining because their producer told them they had to cook the sugar, even though they had provided pre-cooked.
Okay.
And another team, on another team, she did not cook her sugar. She was just using all the pre-cooked, and there was a big uproar. And I only know this because of what Brooke had said in the video a couple of weeks ago, that they did not allow any pre-cooked, that you had to
this
use what they
time.
provided.
Yeah. All right. Hey, is that Sally from Florida? Sweet Sally.
Hi.
And Jessica saying, yes, it was very disruptive. What happened to the sound? I don't know, Julie.
I don't know.
We have good sound. Everyone can hear us, I think. Kathy, what hashtags do you use that in your post that got their attention?
So I think, whenever I was posting one of my competition pieces, that's what I would always hashtag: competition or competition piece, or,
not specifically
first place winner, that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
I gotcha. So they're looking for that too, not just like that you're hashtagging
So
them.
I've lately been, I had heard some people are hashtagging Christmas Cookie Challenge. So I started adding that. Some people are hashtagging Food Network.
Gotcha.
I don't know exactly what hashtags they're looking at.
The shows that you've been on. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. You get in your bed and you won't have that problem. Sorry. The shows that you have been on, because you've been on 2 shows now, just so I have your total, right?
Yep. Just 2.
So I feel like I should make an award for you anyway and start adding stars to it, just for the level of stress of participating in that. But in the 2 shows, one was Food Network and the other one was a different network, right?
They're both Food Network. One is Food Network and one is Food Network Canada.
I gotcha. Okay. So do you have 2 separate patches for your jacket? I should ask you that at retreat. Like, is there another one?
No, I'm just going to use the one.
Okay.
I'm just, Food Network is Food Network.
Okay. Well, we can make you a fancy one with a little CA on the side if you want. We've got people in the group that do embroidery work, so we'll hook you up when you're ready.
There is actually, the Food Network Canada logo is different because it has like a maple leaf on it.
Yeah.
But I'm not, I'm just going to do the one. It's fine.
If your jacket disappears and comes back with another logo, you'll know who did it. All right. Well, guys, we've kept Jen almost an hour. So, Jen, what else do you want to tell us? Oh, I know something I want to tell you. This weekend, Cookie-a-thon. You got to
say it.
Yeah. Okay. You do that part. And then I want you to, is there anything else about the shows that you want to tell them? And after this is over, please go to the Cookie Snack Attack group and post the links in there, because I don't think you can type right now. Like, I don't think your comments will post.
No.
But if you'll go back in the Cookie Snack Attack group in the comments and post date and airing time, that would be super helpful, because we missed that last time that we talked. And was there something else that you and I said earlier that we wanted to make sure they knew?
Just that they need to watch this weekend for Cookie-a-thon. We're both on Saturday. I'm Saturday at 11 Eastern.
And I am 2:30. No, I'm going to mess it up. I think I'm 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, but let me look. I knew I was going to mess this up. I should have just written it down.
I'm like the second one on Saturday.
How'd you swing that spot?
Because I asked for that time.
Did you? Oh, because I didn't do a time right away because I thought we were picking later.
Right.
But then I had to go back and put it in. Okay, so actually on Saturday, this schedule says 10 Central, so that's 11 Eastern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Priscilla, she is 10:15 Central, so that's 1:15 Eastern. And then mine is marked for 1:30 Central, but that's 2:30 Eastern. And then I don't think I marked any other group members on Saturday. I have to go through the schedule better so I can give you all a little promo in the group. But it looks like there's a lot of us Saturday.
Yeah. I can't, because I work a full-time job. I can't do Thursday or Friday.
I actually really like Saturday because then, just because of the group, because when I go back and I check the stats, the analytics or whatever they call it,
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of across the U.S. members watching in Cookie Snack Attack. And that's the only place I can see it from, by the way, is the stats for that group. I can't see the other pages, but we really have, we have more on the East Coast and Midwest, but we do have people all the way across. But I love Saturday because Saturday, anybody that's West Coast or Canada, on the West Coast of Canada, they don't mind whatever time you get. So I don't mind it. I don't care about going on the first day just because I like to see everybody Saturday. But Jen, what else are you doing soon? You're going to tell us about the competition you're going to this weekend, right?
Sure. I am going to a competition in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It's a really small show. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's just a one-day show. There's not really, it's held in a church. And like I said, it's a very small show, but it's fun. It's more like an Icy's kind of day of sharing is
okay.
What
Have you won a lot at that one?
I've never been to a day of sharing. But this show, I've been doing this show for 10 years.
So you've won several times at that one. What's your other show that you clock the most wins at? What would you say over the years?
National Capital.
National Capital.
So that probably has the most wins because I generally always entered 3 pieces and they each usually end up with some sort of ribbon.
I gotcha. I'm super sad because I didn't even know about that show till last year and it's right in my backyard. It's like an hour and 5 minutes away. So
it used to be
at my old high school.
Fairfax, but that was only for a few years. Before that, it was joined with the Maryland. Maryland and Virginia were together, and they did it in Maryland in a barn. And then I guess it was probably 2014.
Okay.
They split, like the two Ices split apart, and Maryland did their own show for about 2 years. Virginia did theirs, and then now it's defunct.
Is there a good one that's still in play on the Eastern Shore, like New Jersey, Maryland?
New Jersey's going to come back, but I think that's it. I think that's it of Northeast.
And is that the one that's not this year because of remodeling or something? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to watch for that one because we have to plan a schedule where we can all visit. Like we have to go compete. So we're doing something, right? Then we can get together because I'm not sure. like no one seems to know if we will continue on with 2 cookie cons a year. And I really was having withdrawals of not seeing everybody just between our May retreat and our October retreat. It was like, that's too long from seeing everybody. So
so I guess that too. I mean, I could plug that I am teaching at both cookie cons next year. I'm doing an elective at both. I'm doing my cocoa butter painting.
I'm excited. What are you doing at the Florida one, or can you say yet?
Yeah, no, I can say I know they haven't posted, but I'm doing a gnome with sunflowers.
You know, you're speaking my language.
I know. And then that's for Ohio. And then in Florida, I'm doing a poinsettia.
Oh yeah, is that similar to the one?
Okay. It is the one.
So Cookie Snack Attackers, you can go because Jen is so fabulous in her goodie bags. You always get the cutter too. So you need to be scoring these extra cutters.
And this year I might have a sponsor for my class, and because I make myself a stencil to do 100 cookies. A stencil company may have offered to provide the stencil for everyone.
She will. She totally will.
I know, but I don't want to, until I have it.
Wait till it's in your hands, right? In case life happens. But I'm excited because I'm excited. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing yet, but I get to do, and I'm doing add-on in Ohio and Florida. Florida, I didn't know about it first, but now I get to do add-on at both. So one day only. So that's great for me because I won't be too freaked out or stressed out, right? I'll just do 2 classes. But I get to do an elective in Ohio. So I'm psyched about that because I'm going to do a new product in my mixed medium class. Mm-hmm. So if you've been like watching in the last little bit, you'll know what that is, but super excited about that because that's going to be a game changer for people that make high volume cookies that have to prep ahead of time. Like the thing we're going to do. So I hopefully will get to help some people speed up their lives and not be midnight bakers. That's always my goal with those, right? Where we got to push people through fast, those 45-minute classes. Because May is an elective teacher in Ohio, and she was laughing about that. She's like, 45 minutes, 45 minutes.
It's real. 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Like we stretched it to 50 minutes last time, and we should never have done that, but we couldn't get everything done.
You can't.
We couldn't get it all done.
You can't flip the class quick. I actually am I do it in less than 45 so that I can flip the class.
I got to tell you, I'm like going for 40, 37 is my optimal time that I'm racing so that it's easy, right? I want it to just be a little more fun and less stressful. But you know what? If anybody ever goes in and tells you, I'm just saying this to anybody that is considering applying to teach. Don't believe the people that tell you that they went in the first time and everything was absolutely outstanding and all things were wonderful, because you didn't push it hard enough if that statement is true, right? Like there's always kinks to work out. There's always things as instructors we want to improve. Like I don't know a single instructor that is not diligently working behind the scenes to make everything better this year than whatever they've done previously. Like, I don't know any of them that's their goal, that they just coast in. Not the ones I know. They're always like, how do we make it better? How do we get them to have more fun? Like, we work hard at these things. I feel like we really put a lot into it.
So I see a comment from Cindy.
Wait, let me come down. Did we do this one? You saw that?
No.
Good. We're excited. All right. Yes. Is that right?
So, I'm just not sure. No. So I don't know what she's talking about 11/6 at 8 p.m. But so it's 11/27 airing in Canada. So on Hulu, right? It's actually Food Network, right? If you're using Hulu to watch Food Network, but I'm 11/7 at 11 p.m.
Okay. So
any way that you can watch the Food Network. So any streaming that you have, any regular TV that you have, it is the Food Network's channel.
Okay. Watch for that then.
But I will say this, if you have not watched my Holiday Wars, it is going to be streaming again and you can binge it on the 12th of November.
What?
Starting at 3 p.m. They're going to play all 8 episodes of the season.
Wait, where's that going to be? On 11, 12?
That's on Food Network. So they generally do this. They'll rerun the previous season.
Okay.
So they're rerunning my season on the 12th.
Okay, so on November 12th, so not far, you guys, and it's going to start at what
I
time?
think it was like 3 or 4 p.m. I'd have to check again.
Okay,
I
well,
have it written down
if
somewhere.
you'll put all your stuff in a separate post in Cookie Snack Attack, that'd be
Sure.
awesome. And then I'll go back and add your photo to the post.
Okay.
Okay, so they know what it's about. And Debbie can't wait to travel
I
together.
know.
Allison actually knew about this Fairfax cake show. She used to take cakes there. I didn't know that until recently. She shared that with me. Huh? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been going to the Fairfax one since it started there. So it's probably a good 8, maybe 7 years.
Wow. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I can't wait either. We can't wait to get together and see all of you guys. Yes, from some really great instructor. So we were in your class and
yes,
we did.
And Allison thinks that my room was the best smelling room in CookieCon.
It was. It absolutely was. And when I walked in, I have to tell you, I was like, there's heating pads all over these tables, right? And then I was like, we're doing the class, and I was like, absolute genius. Nothing's getting burnt. This place smells like the realtors tell you to put cookies in your oven before you do an open house showing. Like, you could be in the hallway and somebody would probably offer to swap their ticket with you to get in that room. It smelled so good. It was crazy. Hola. All right. So this weekend, cookie-a-thon, but actually it technically starts on Thursday. Don't we have an instructor party Thursday?
Yeah, well, they had that kickoff, and unfortunately, it's during my work day, so I'm not going to be able to make it.
All right, so should I like print out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper your face and do this during the party and say Jen's at work, but she's with us in spirit?
That'd be great.
Oh, my Tay's here. Hello,
Hi,
hello. So we're super excited about that, and it starts Thursday. There'll be a wrap-up party on Sunday afternoon, I think. We will both be on Saturday, so check the schedule for that. We want you there making lots of fun, happy comments. And
yeah, I may miss the wrap up as well because my mom's finally coming down to see my new house.
Oh, nice. Very nice. And aren't you, so you're going to a show in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get cookies done. Oh, Cook Years Live. I finished that. Did you see my wishing well piece? I love it. It's so cute. I was channeling the gnome vibe again. Sometimes I do pieces and I get really happy with them and then no one likes them. They're like they just don't respond to them. This one, I got lots of messages. And
I love that one.
You have to do Cook Years Live, but it is going to, and the answer was, yes, it's going to tie into what we're doing in Cookie Snack Attack in the spring. So you should do it. Hey, Vicky's here too. Look at the whole gang here. I haven't seen Priscilla yet, though, tonight. Did you see Priscilla? Did she jump on?
No, I didn't see her tonight. I saw her last night.
Yeah.
She jumped on last night.
Well, it's really good to see all of you. Jen, as always, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Whenever
hopefully we'll have a third one at some point. We'll have a cookie challenge.
Listen, I am looking for 3, 4, and 5 out of you because when you and Brooke come on, and Tammy was on this time too, and it was really interesting to see everybody's different perspectives, like just what each person is thinking about when they start talking about the show, what resonated the most with them. I find that stuff so interesting because it's so I feel like it's telling about our personalities, right? Like what we're watching and what we clicked into and stuff like that, right? But I loved it. Brooke gets so excited. Brooke, are you on here tonight? Because Brooke gets so excited when she comes on talking about the interviews and stuff like that, and I love it. But listen, anytime any of you, and May was very good too when she was on, when any of you get released to do the dish on the behind the scenes, you got to come here first. We'll get you all on at once and you guys can just go to town.
I don't think they'll ever, unless those shows stop, they're never going to let you dish the complete behind the scenes and what happens.
There's got to be some good stuff that they're hiding. I can't wait. Maybe we'll have to.
There needs to be some TV magic.
Well, yeah, maybe, but maybe after they're done, you could have like exit interview type stuff, right?
Yeah,
that would be fun, I think.
Maybe when they stop producing them.
Okay,
Because
so
eventually, my guess is they'll stop producing them, right? People will stop.
they'll switch the
wanting-
format
yeah.
or something. Tell me what is the next one that means the most to you to get on? Like Christmas cookie challenge?
One of
That's
the two. I don't care which one, either Halloween or Christmas.
or
but
Christmas. Okay, but you want to do a cookie, full-on cookie challenge. Well, listen, if you do, I sure hope that you get to make those pistachio cookies and those orange cookies. I don't care how you get to work that in, but if I'm watching on TV, they'll be screaming in my living room. Go, Jen.
No, a little like, the orange cranberry cookies were developed for Big Bake.
They were. Oh, a little info. Okay, good. I can't wait. So they'll be screaming in the living room going, I've had that cookie. That was the bomb.
And the pistachio, we know, right? I developed the pistachio for the Virginia show.
Vicky says she needs her soon.
I know. Give me a break. I told you next year.
Okay, hold on.
Until then.
Debbie says, yes, they're awesome. She hid them from her family and didn't share. Vicky says, hint, hint, Jen. Hey, and Jesse's here. How are you tonight, Jessie Ann?
So this is why I develop recipes, is for these cookie challenge shows. So the next one I'm trying to develop is a caramel apple.
Nice. Oh, I'll taste test. You just smell those right down here.
I know. I already have my list of taste testers because Vicky wants, Debbie wants.
Yeah, send it on down. We'll try that out. I am, let's see. What you got to work on a Christmas theme one too, and something. Well, the caramel apple would be good for the Halloween, right? But you got to work on a Christmas one too, because we just need you to get on a cookie show.
Well, the orange cranberry is a Christmas flavor, but I was thinking also of taking my chocolate, and I've tried to do a Mexican hot chocolate one, but I haven't gotten the spice right. And then the next one. Okay, Sally, you got it. The next one, I also wanted like a chocolate peppermint.
Okay, that would be awesome. And Debbie says she'll take one for the team too. I think you just had 12 taste testers lined up. Like we don't, because that was a big part of the score, wasn't it, at National Capital?
So in National Capital, that actually is what got me the win. I was talking to one of the judges at SoFlo at like weeks later, and she was saying that I was actually in second place. But my cookies, the flavor of my cookie pushed me to first. And it was close. It was just points.
That's right. That's good, though, because Cindy's volunteering, too. Hey, Carmen. Carmen is with us tonight, too. Say hi, Jen.
Hello.
But, yes, and they definitely were worth, I don't care if it was just points or not. It was totally worth that you got pushed into first, if that's what did it, because those cookies were fantastic.
And actually, the ones I brought to retreat are changed from what I used to win.
So you've even vamped it again.
Because I was having a hard time finding, when I was doing it for the show, I was trying to find, I love using the Loran oil emulsion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I couldn't find the pistachio one. I couldn't get my hands on it. So I was trying all different other pistachio flavors. What was that?
It was during COVID.
Yes. Or just that, it was this past April.
Yeah.
So Loran made what was called an extra strength pistachio flavor, and I used that. But right before retreat, I was in Michael's, and I saw a bottle of pistachio emulsion, and I grabbed that sucker so fast.
Like, oh, that's mine, and get away from it.
Yes. So that's what I actually used for the ones that I brought to retreat.
I think May is telling us that National Capital Show in Virginia will air soon.
Really? They are going to go through with that whole series. I was always wondering, because they've filmed before and they've never gone through with showing it.
That's cool. What does that mean in FN? Food Network and Food Network. Yeah. Okay, cool.
You're going to have to let me know when it does, because I'm curious if they caught my cookies at all, like if they filmed them at all, because I know I wasn't one of the people they were following.
No, but listen, I hope your stuff makes the air, because I was sitting there at one of the side tables in between classes, and they came down all the way across through there with that boom camera, and they did all of the cookie entries, and the cookie entries were quite beautiful. They were very beautiful.
So
All right.
Yeah.
So
And then I know Virginia is supposed to be the first episode of that series.
Well, hopefully it is. And we'll be watching for that too. But if anybody finds out when that's supposed to air, post it in the group. We want to support everybody.
Please, please, please. Because I'm curious if they filmed the entire award ceremony. Because then I would make the TV for that as well, right? Because I won the award and I got to hug Nancy.
Because somebody was up on that award thing a lot after that show.
Oh, God, yeah. I can't remember her name.
I'm talking about you.
I was only up there once, twice.
Yeah, but you had a lot of FaceTime up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for being with us again tonight. Yeah. And you guys, well, May, you just put it in the comments. How can we not tell everyone? I didn't say a word. I just posted some letters.
We're supposed to do that privately.
Yeah, so before any of us get in trouble, we're going to end the broadcast. Jen, hang out with me for just a second. Sure. Thank you guys so much for attending. And please share this because we want lots of people to go watch Jen as she's competing again. All right. And we'll catch all of you soon. Okay. Have a great night. Oh, Jesse's saying, now they're laughing. And Jessie Ann is saying thank you. All right. And Jen, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun hanging out with you again. All right, we'll be right back. I mean, we won't be back, but Jen, I'll see you in a second. Bye, guys.